Alright. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you out there in the wide world. Welcome. We are going to be getting started shortly, just getting things organized here. Let's see. Alright. Yes, indeed, we got, let's see, we got Farrell Kronz, Nomad Boy, we got Ryan Lacey, Alplek, Grant E, Nexus. Hello. Welcome. Yes, indeed. See who joins up first. We got a few people on the list. Should have some decent battles today. Just getting some things set up here, so we should be getting started shortly. Oh, thanks, Ryan. Tap handles for a bar, huh? That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Just like what, like nice handmade wood ones, or what? Like what kind of tap handles we talking here? I am interested. I work in restaurants and kind of know what you're talking about. Like, that's cool though that you make those. It's interesting. King of the Dead, what's up? Posted the lobby and the password in the old Discord there. So yeah. We shall see. Yeah, any of you guys who have joined on the list, feel free to jump in here. We got like 5 people that said, "Oh yeah, I'll play," but then no one joins the lobby. So I'm just saying. It's in King of the Dead. I literally pinged you in that other Discord. I don't know, whatever that's called. The Extreme Meme Team Discord, I guess. At this point, either of you, I don't care. Just somebody jump in here, or I'll start playing against the AI. Oh man. There we go. Okay, finally. Okay, let's have some fun here, shall we? We got King of the Dead in here. And what shall we play? Let's have some fun. You know what? Let's do some things. Y'all feeling it? Are y'all feeling it? I think we gotta do the things here. Yeah, let's do this, and then let's do Stallion Tomb as the map. Sure, that seems like a decent map. And yeah, yeah, so it's going to be Tomb Kings versus Vampire Coast for this first matchup. Let's go ahead and switch back over here. Hello, everyone. Kind of way down here. Maybe if I actually sit up straight. What's up, guys? Yeah, so we're going to be getting started here. Let's see. Let's pop this screen blocker up over here, just in case there's no shenanigans. And now what to take? What to take? Tomb Kings versus Vampire Coast is a very, very interesting matchup. There's a lot of ways you can go here. So let's consider things for a moment. Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna go with that. Grab this. I just realized you guys can probably see what I'm picking over there, so let's go ahead and just increase the size of that bad boy. Yes. Let's see here. Yep. All right. Yeah, it's an interesting matchup. Yeah, there's certainly a lot of different things you can do. That's how most matchups are, I feel like. But yeah, in particular, this matchup especially, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I feel like I'm going a bit too far here. Let's cut back on the memes just a little bit. And we definitely need to come in here and trim some things down. Get some spells all trimmed out. Let's see. Some carb. The good old dance kebab. Getting in here. Stuck watching movies. That sounds like some shenanigans to me. I call shenanigans, reptile. What are you gonna do about this? What are you gonna do about this? Stuck watching movies. Yeah, this is an interesting build, I must say. Let's do this. All right, I think this might work, probably not, but that's what I say with all of my builds, and then they end up working. I've got some free-for-all games actually for y'all that's going to be, that I'm pretty excited to show off. Those should be a lot of fun. Yes, it is the Medieval 2 music, yes indeed, which we are now going to fade out. And then, well, that was pretty ham-fisted there, but let's just ignore that and get this out of there. All right. Iguana on a stick. Yeah, I'm still thinking about doing a Fallout 4 playthrough. I actually might put together a mod list later today. I have some free time, so Would you guys like to see me get in some Space Marine power armor and go wreck mutants and stuff in the Wasteland? Would that be... Let me know if that's something you guys want to see. Oh man, the phrases that the undead say are hilarious. Life is a phase. How can you kill that which has no life? All that. Sunless Sea, I haven't. I actually looked at that game, but I have not played it, I must admit. And King of the Dead, connecting on his potato from the other side of the world. I'm just kidding. It's probably not a potato, but he is connecting from the other side of the globe, certainly. So, yep. What's up, Black Iron? Good to see you, watching from work. Hopefully you learn a thing or two. I've taken the Vampire Coast just for you, actually. This is a build that is probably not a super nice thing to do to someone, but I figured, you know, let's have some fun here. So we've got Luther Harkon. We're gonna meme him around a little bit. We've also got some deck droppers here, so yeah, this should be interesting. I'm curious to see how this is gonna go, but let's see here. Get all this crap out of the way. Let's actually do this. Switch these guys kind of over here. Get nice and spread out, because the zombies, they're slow, but they can definitely occupy space at the very least. So yeah, put these guys in a little bit of a reserve position. Looking good, lads. Okay, we got this over here. This over here. This, can you guys... Yes, perfect. Okay. And put you guys back here. And you guys into this kind of a position here. See if I can actually control this many groups effectively. Something tells me probably not, but... Alright. Let's do this. It's probably not going to work, but... You guys talking about eating cats over there? What is happening in the chat? Oh, man. What? It's just pure anarchy here, guys. Oh, we got bone giants. Oh, and we got some carrions. Let's go ahead and pop this. Pop you guys over here. Make a bit of a run for it.
I smell blood. The time is up. So be it.
I think we can win this. Yeah, I think we got this. Lured them into our trap quite nicely. You guys can now focus on the chariot. As can you. Go ahead and pop one of these bad boys. Yep. More or less worked as intended, so now let's fly over there and mess with these guys. The bats can stay here and finish the job. That overcast dance, kebab. Too much. Couldn't take it. guys focus fire over here. You focus fire here.
Who's next?
Yep.
Fleet captain!
Just keep focusing Kotep there. You guys come back over here. Bog him down.
Landslapper! Get me close!
Gunnery wide. They are lambs.
Okay, you need to pull back.
Yes, sir. Charge!
A sound order. Hit them.
Van Hell's wish. Seed and rise.
Luther Haka.
My cutlass thirsts. Gunnery father.
Seas of slaughter. Maneuvering.
Okay, we might have lost our caster there, but so far so good.
By all means. No escape. I'll allow it.
Fleet captain! The right call.
Yes, master. Into position. We hear you.
I think we got this.
Luther Haka. By your word.
Go ahead and give Harkon some more ammo here,
I see it.
just to make sure we can finish off their leadership.
Fleet captain!
On my word. I know.
Shamble on. From the maelstrom. Fleet captain! I'm on board.
Very well.
Got it. Yep. It is King of the Dead, yep. Gotta check up on the chat here for a sec. Yep. So you guys just talking about eating people and stuff. I don't even know. Hey, what's up, Anti-Mage? I'm not sure what currency that is, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's, woo, yeah. Yeah, the deck droppers just powering through in melee. I think King of the Dead was really banking on, pretty clearly banking on that to work out a little better, but yeah. At this point, my crabs can pretty much just tank the rest of this, but we can give Harkon some more ammo for the memes.
I'm going. Quickly now. I can.
Yep. Scurvy dogs have not moved. Oh my, I totally forgot about them. They could have been distracting those bone giants the whole time. Oh man. Yeah, I beat him 450 points down. That's cool though. It's, you know, it's cool. No big. Finish those guys. Can you get one more summon off before you die?
Power and death.
Yeah, we got it. GG. Yeah, that basically in that situation, what I did was I unified. You know, the Carrion are pretty scary. They can take down your deck droppers, but because I had the bats in support there as well, I just rushed in all of them together in melee and popped an Overcast Dance Macabre, so they all got more melee attack, and we actually were able to beat down the Carrion, and without losing too many deck droppers, which was pretty key there, I would say, for sure. So yeah, good game indeed. I'm actually gonna go resave that replay because that was a pretty fun one. That was a pretty fun one. So, for those of you who are curious, you can come in here and just rename your autosave, because that battle is now the autosave, so I can come in here and say, what was that? Harkon Katep. And then that's saved for all time and eternity. Yes. Yes, it is, Reptile King. You are correct, sir. You are correct. Alright, Wicked's up next. Don't forget to pay. Thanks, Shadow Carnage. Appreciate it. Stream for the lady. I think that means I gotta play Bretonia, right? If he said for the lady and he gave me a donation, that means I gotta play Bretonia, right? So, yes, I'm gonna pick Bretonia and ban Vampire Coast. Yep. Is that a sofa in the background? Yes, it is. In fact, it is a sofa in the background. You're also correct about that. It's the sofa of champs, clearly. Oh, Norska. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This build usually doesn't work, but it's going to be fun, so we'll do it anyway. Yes. All right. Oh, you guys can totally see my Lord selection over there too, huh? Ooh. There we go. That's good enough, I guess. You can see if I pick the Bretonian generic Lord or the Paladin, but that's okay. How many peasant mobs I spam. Just kidding. That's too many. Oh, man. No, yeah, well, sometimes. If it goes particularly well, Reptile King. Well, you'll see. You will see. We are going to also change the map to a little bit of Langui. Yes. Sofa of champs, baby. Sorry, the yeah, the webcam is kind of in a weird position for me, so yep. Casting couch. Oh no, not that well. Okay, no. I won't to admit to anything on YouTube. Let's just say that. Oh, yes. Alright, let's do this. Got some Bretonia in the house. Looks like we got some more people for the list as well, so we'll go ahead and do this. Yeah, I banned Vampire Coast because, yeah. That's why I banned it. I mean, other factions you can, like Chaos is hard, you can make it work. Norska's hard, you can make it work. But, yeah, Vampire Coast is just ridiculous as Bretonia. It's honestly I have some thoughts, but none of them are good. So yeah, we shall see. So this is gonna be the pro strats right here, guys. Are you prepared for this? Okay. We're gonna form up right here, and then we're gonna form up another group right here. Actually, we'll put this group out on the far side. This group can form right here. And this group can come out front. And then we got the filthy mob over here. And yeah. Yeah, Falcon, sure thing. I'll throw you on there. Sorry. Sign chat to group 6. Oh no! Come on, come on! You guys are okay. These are you guys, the Grail Knights. These are the the patrons and the supporters. The filthy the yeomen who are somewhat accepted. These guys are the people who are like and watch but are not subscribed. And then the Group 6 is the filthy, unwashed YouTube commenters who just read the title, come in, comment, and don't actually watch the video. Soon, Romulan dog. Soon. Yes, yes. Would you guys be interested in a 2v2 King of the Hill? I think that could be fun. Maybe in Turin's small fun style format. I'm ready, by the way. Yeah, this is going to be micro-intensive. You're correct. You are correct. Yes. But we are going to... Oh no. I've made a terrible, terrible mistake. We need to advance now. Let's come like this.
Human archers! Ride hard! Get them moving! Horses ready! Stop firing! Slay them! Slay them! Doing your bidding! Like the wind! Spurs, lads! Human archers! Right! Swiftly! Orders! With haste!
Yeah, this is gonna be a bit micro-intensive, so we shall see how this goes. I may have bitten off slightly more than I can chew, but we'll see. We'll see. So far, so good.
Get them moving! Knights Evans! Post haste! Run them through! Spurs, lads! We obey! Fill them with holes! Ride them down! Your orders?
Oop, oop, oop. That's not good. That hurts. That definitely hurts.
By the lady! Get them moving! Human archers!
Oh, somebody wants to rumble. Okay.
Take the ground! With haste! Post haste!
I go hence!
Break them! Shafted! Charge!
Yep. Stay calm, stay calm.
At once.
Stay calm and trust in the lady.
Victory. You honor us. Smite them. Work now.
Oh, let's not have any of that now. Let's not have any of that.
I torn thee forth! For my lady! From the depths,
Just the massive cavalry alpha strike. Kill the Lord. Kill him. Kill the leadership.
of the lady!
I also need to group up for healing. So, you know, it kind of works out in all aspects. Get a nice, fat, juicy, earthblood, disgusting blob there.
I took the lady!
And, yeah, let's go ahead and just ride you guys over this way. Let's get the Grail Knights disengaging over here. You guys can stay and fight here. You know what? Let's get a little bit cheeky and just dive that sorcerer right there, maybe.
It is her
That might be a bit dangerous, but, Yeomen come this way.
Anon! It shall be!
Full tilt to victory.
Oh, this
Immediately.
is maybe not gonna work. I might have gotten a little too crazy with this blob here. Oh man, that purple sun. That was nasty. That was just nasty. Oh my cav. Oh man, yeah.
At speed!
Yeah, we almost got the mammoth there, but didn't quite work out. If I can maybe rally some of these calves still, let's not get too close to that. That bad boy right there.
Ride.
Maybe if some of my knights will rally.
It is done! Fortune favors
Nope,
you.
nope, 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 nope. I got my prophetess caught. Nope, this is all over. Yep. GG. Yeah, I was trying to pull out some of my guys there, but what he did was he countercharged in with the Marauder Horsemen, and yeah, I stayed in to fight that mammoth way too long, got way too greedy there. But let's see if we can't bail out something here. Quick, charge the mammoth, see if we can't come back here.
Like the wind. Spurs them. Knights of Botonia.
I don't think it's gonna be enough. Okay.
Peace!
Yeoman archers. Ride hard.
Come on, keep shooting. We gotta get this magic back. There's still so much magic there.
Number knights. Moving a base. At speed. Put it. Take the ground. Knights in. Yeoman archers.
Come on.
Like the wind.
Yeah, this is all over. I don't know how my forces are still even fighting here.
Wreck them. Charge. Post haste. We live to
Nope.
serve. Doing our duty. We obey. Tis done. Get them moving. Honor the lady.
Oh, I was actually closer than it looked, but yeah. Yeah, I got a little bit too greedy there.
Knights in. At once.
Almost worked. Yeah, that was tough. Oh man. Did my game just crash? Wicked, are you hacking? Yeah, I just stayed in to fight the mammoth a little bit too long because what happened was that the frostworms came back. If I had managed to pull out before the frostworms came back into that fight, then yeah. Yeah, if I had just pulled out before these two frostworms came in to support the mammoth, then I could have potentially just spread out, you know, like reformed the cav, gotten some more charges in somewhere. But yeah, those Knights of the Realm, for example, didn't really do much. It was mostly the Grail Knights that did the work there. but just got a bit too greedy going after Wolfric there when I should have. What you got to do in that situation, and it's tough, you know, bringing the 2 Frostworms is a pretty good counter for this type of build, so yeah. That's the problem with having a YouTube channel and having everyone watch your videos, is that, yeah, people know your strats, so. Yep. So, I'm going to go ahead and wait for Wicked to hop back in here, and then I will hop out and hop in as a spectator. So, yep. Yep, just overstayed my welcome a little bit there, but... So he'd managed to get a pretty favorable engagement, and once that Frostwolf, again, or not the Frostwolf, the Frostworm, because there was the one over on the side, and then there was the one that was kind of chasing the Prophetess, and the one over on the side was pretty close to be able to come back and get in to support Wolfric, and once it moved over there is when I should have detached all my cav from that center alpha strike and just gone and tried to clear out infantry, because even like the spearmen and stuff, one good charge from Grail Knights or Knights of the Realm will pretty much take them offline, especially if you hit them from multiple angles at the same time. So what I should have done in that situation is just detach from Wolfric. I'd already done a ton of damage to him. Just detach, you know, go spread out and just hit all of the supporting elements and try and clear them out, so that then we can come back in and, you know, deal with the monster death blob without things. Okay, let me back out here. Wicked's back in, and yeah. Here it is. Okay. Put this over here. Yeah, Romulan, I should have been a little bit more patient with trying to get the cav and the dogs out. You're right. Like I had got a pretty good initial engagement there where I was able to do a lot of damage to them, but I didn't finish them off. And yeah, because that's when they came in, and then they were able to block in my units from being able to disengage. Because you saw I tried to pull out some of them, like my Knights of the Realm and Grail Knights and stuff there, but those cav and the hounds were able to just block them in and, you know, keep them from disengaging. So yeah, you have a very good point for sure. Soon, Sephira, I'm sure someone will bring Wood Elves, no doubt. No doubt. Maybe. Hey, David. What's up, man? Beastmen versus Skaven. This is going to be an interesting one. This is an interesting matchup, certainly. Beastmen Chariots are not that good in this matchup because they're kind of expensive and you can definitely get swamped and outmodeled, but at the same time the Beastmen do have some units that are pretty tough to deal with. You know, just overwhelming mobility. Beastmen are so much faster than the Skaven in general, so yeah. What's up, Pharaoh? Good to see you. I know you're a big fan of Beastmen. I think the first game we ever played, Pharaoh, was in Total War Warhammer 1, and it was it Greenskins versus Beastmen, I want to say. Alright, thanks, David. I appreciate it. It is, especially in the month of January, much, much appreciated because, for those of you who don't know, YouTube ad revenue, because the advertisers are obviously spending a lot of money around the holidays, that kind of just falls off a cliff in January, so your ad revenue from your channel just takes a huge nosedive. Like, mine's pretty much got cut in half from what it was before. So, yeah. Beastmen versus Greenskins, yeah. I think you were the Greenskins, and I was the Beastman. It was in Total War Warhammer 1, and I took a build where I had, like, a Gorbel with his buffs, supporting, like, a huge, like, Centaur cav force flanking from the side, and then, did I bring also Malagor? This was before they had their Regiments of Renown in mind. I think it was in the Bretonia patch, I want to say. But they had, I had Malagor, and then, or maybe, it was probably Morgar, actually, realistically, with his OP 4 Chaos Spawn summons. And then, yeah, basically I just had, like, a huge flanking force, and it was on that map that has, like the 2 hills with the cliffs, and then the big ravine in the middle. I know there's quite a few maps like that, but it was one of the snowy ones. It was fun, though, is what I remember. It was one of the best matches I've ever had, and it's actually, that's one of those matches that, it was before I started my channel, and that's one of those matches that made me think, you know what, I should start a channel so I can record and upload these so I don't forget about them and I can go watch them later, because they're so awesome, right? But then when a patch happens, then you can't really watch them anymore, right? So, yeah. Yeah, back in the day, Pharaoh. That's crazy. And it's crazy to me that a lot of these people who are playing now have joined relatively recently, and like for myself and you and for some of the other people who have been playing, you know, Turin and some of these other guys who have been playing since the beginning of Total War Warhammer, it's like to be able to see the game develop, you know, and play alongside, it's, for me, it's been very beneficial to kind of learn things as it comes out. I can't imagine now jumping in and trying to learn all of this stuff, you know, as it is right now, because there's so much to this game now, right? It's like, whew. Maybe it's just you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's also the thing of being out of practice too, right? Like I'm sometimes pretty out of practice, so I don't play as much as I used to, I'm not gonna lie. Although I have been playing more over the past couple weeks. It's just this holiday season I was so busy. I really didn't have time to play much, but yeah. Yeah, go for offense, obviously. Yeah. Or honestly, yeah. Yeah, all the time, in almost every situation. And the game was so much faster, too. I almost like it better now that melee defense matters more. The games take a little bit longer in general, but yeah, the offensive meta was all about shock cav, and especially in the later patches, like the battles were just, you know, whiz-bang, super fast. A big charge from Black Orcs would just wipe a unit, right? Or like, yeah, obviously, like I said, shock cav. Risto, you are up next. Yep. Yep. Oh man, like there was a game I had against, was it Jonton? I think that got featured on somebody's channel. Was it Heir of Carthage or Turin? I don't remember, but it was Greenskins versus Empire, and oh man, that matchup used to be just woo, super fast, super fast. Yeah, strong. Shock cav is still very strong. That's true, especially because I mean, it was strong before. Now it's I don't know that it's stronger, but just inherently, because melee defense matters more, charge bonus is one of the only ways you can really surpass melee defense for certain units. Like especially if you're talking a high tier defensive unit like a Chosen with shields, or like Iron Breakers or something like that. You know, you're looking at a 60+ melee defense situation where most units don't have the melee attack to get there and make effective hits consistently, which is why shock units, you know, because their charge bonus applies to that melee attack, you get that extra bit to push you over the top there, right? So anyway, let's go ahead and pop this back, and we will go over the armies here. Nice quick load in. We've got, let's see. For the Beastmen, Morgur the Shadowgave, of course, on foot. Bray Shaman Lore of Beasts, very nice. Probably Amber Spear, I would imagine. Perhaps, or maybe a Manticore Summon. Ooh, looks like a Manticore Summon and Flock of Doom. Oh no, Curse of Honor here, my mistake. Gorbel as well. We've also got plenty of Gore Herds with shields here. Got some Destroyers of Drakwall, the Regiment of Renowned Spearmen. And we've also got the Blackhorns Ravagers as well. Ungor Raiders. Regular Centigores, and the Butchers of Kalkengard. Very good unit overall. Speaking of high melee defense, you want a unit with 110 armor piercing, 60 melee defense, regeneration, and a decent missile block chance. Oh yeah, and they're also monstrous infantry. Oh man. Butchers of Kalkengard are just such a ridiculous unit. They're so good. They're honestly borderline overpowered, but the Beastmen aren't that good at the end of the day, so it's probably okay. Speaking of underpowered, we've got some Skaven here. Storm Vermin, Sword and Board, like that pick quite a bit. We've also got plenty of Skaven Slave Slingers. Queek Headtaker, very nice. An Assassin. Clan Rat Spears. Did Wicked bring a caster? Oh yeah, he's got a Warlock Engineer over here. Looks like some Death Runners as well. We've also got some Rat Ogres, so yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yep. Yeah, I mean, there is still sort of a rush meta. It just depends. I feel like the game just in general is more balanced. The way I kind of see it is you have a few different styles. You have your rush, your control, your grind, I guess you could say, and your kite. I think that's like kind of the 4 play styles we see right now. So, you know, obviously your control builds are usually pretty ranged heavy. It's stuff like Vampire Coast, Skaven obviously can be good control. Empire sometimes. Empire can really kind of play into any of those, but the kiting game, obviously, Wood Elf's quite good at. You have your, but yeah, the more defensive kind of control builds have become certainly a lot more popular and a lot more viable. Personally, I like it where it's just all not just rush builds, but we have, you know, kind of some variety of different types of builds. But the grind builds right now are pretty powerful as well. There are a lot of factions that can just wear you down through sheer attrition. You know, Vampire Coast, Vampire Counts, High Elves in some matchups can. Skaven certainly can in some matchups as well. And the speaking of Skaven here, these Storm Vermin are going to be very cost effective coming in here, fighting against these Blackhorns Ravagers and everything. A little bit unfortunate to send the Skaven Slave Slingers in there, but a very nice Flock of Doom on those high value Storm Vermin there. Meanwhile, over on this flank, the Butchers of Kalkengard are running in. They're going to do a ton of armor piercing damage to this unit of Storm Vermin, and this could potentially be bad if this flank starts to roll up here. That being said, the Beastmen don't really have the numbers to respond to this flanking force right here, although Rat Ogres getting caught by Centigores on the charge will take some good damage there, as well as these Ungor Raiders firing in very cost effectively, able to get some good damage done as well. Clan Rat Spears really need to get in there to support, but a very nice Warp Lightning as well. You can see Rat Ogres rear charging this part of the line over here, so the Beastman player, Dimmy G here, getting a little bit surrounded in certain pockets. The Death Runners are an interesting choice. They don't really have too many high armor targets to go after, but yeah, this is what I was talking about. These Storm Vermin have already got just wrecked and terrified by the Butchers of Kalkengard there, so that is going to start to cause some troubles. Potentially the Rat Ogres can come in, try and counter them, but there's just not that much that can get through that really high melee defense. I don't think the Skaven necessarily have the ranged power to really deal with those Butchers, and you can see the balance power has already started to shift. And yeah, despite the good positioning here from Wicked, he's just getting rolled up a little bit by the Terror, and the Butchers of Kalkengard still all 12 models. There's nothing here that can really deal with these guys, unfortunately. Even the Rat Ogres with their charge bonus up, yeah, they might be able to drag down a model or two, but we'll see. Actually, the Libra Bubonicus can do quite well at taking down the Butchers of Kalkengard just because of their low model count. If you can layer that in with some other effects and you know, maybe some range fire as well, you could potentially drag them down. But of course, Queek Headtaker is on the field, not good old Lord Skrulk. So Yeah, we'll watch as the Butchers go after Queek here. Queek himself actually very aggressively going after that Gorbel and actually doing some pretty good damage to him. That Gorbel is not too happy about his decisions. And, you know, the Butchers are in here without too much support, and they are starting to get dragged down a little bit. This Skaven Death Star is forming up, but as long as they can keep from getting terrified, which is easier said than done, if this unit of Storm Vermin goes, it could start a cascading chain route, and it does look like they get terrified. Pretty unfortunate there. This flank, meanwhile, for the Skaven is a little bit more chaotic, pun intended. And the Centaurs are just kind of running amok here. The Ungol Raiders are online, and oh man, this is also not great. Morgor the Shadowgave getting isolated here now by these Rat Ogres. So maybe if they could take out the Beastman leadership, they could come back, but the balance power just too far out at this point. All these units in this center pocket shattered. Not sure. Queek did manage to escape, yep, but the other units pretty much all routing there, so I think this is done and done for the Beastmen. Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough battle. Yes, indeed. Let's see. I forget the date. I don't know. I think they might have announced it, or maybe they didn't, but I don't know. For Three Kingdoms, that is. Let's see. I would say there's a distinction to be made, though, between a pure rush build, like a Norskin rush build, and an attritional style rush build, like a Vampire Counts, for example. While Vampire Counts can play more of a traditional rush with that very hard hitting, they also need to sort of wear you down and be able to sustain a lot of damage, even though they don't necessarily have the best offensive stats. So, yeah, I would definitely say that the grind is almost like a fourth play style, but yeah, good battle. Demi G able to carry that one with the Beastmen there. Butchers of Kalkengard, just such a strong unit in that matchup. Too much to deal with. Something, right? Extreme meme team is what it is. So, let's see. Aristo, you're up next. So let's get in here and have some fun. Yes, indeed. Alright, while Aristo's getting in here, I'm going to go actually grab a drink of water, so let's switch this over here, and we'll go ahead and pop some music on for you guys. And I will be back in just a second. Alright, and we're back. Let's see here. Yep. Greenskins. Ceramation says greenskins. We could do that. Da-da-da-da. Reverse the polarity. Yes, yes, of course. Illyrian Archer build. We could do some Illyrian Reavers later on, maybe. Nah, people never change their names. What are you talking about? Yep, let's go with that. So it'll be greenskins then. Alright, let's go ahead and fade the music out here. And we're going to be getting to this matchup. So, Beastmen versus greenskins is, again, another interesting one here. Greenskins can certainly do some different things. The green... it all just depends on builds. Spider Rider Archer is very good here because they can poison, slow down the Beastman rush. They do very good against the low armor, high value targets like Minotaurs, and you know, Cygors, things like that. Obviously, the Beastmen can't really stand up to the greenskins in just a straight up rush. With the Wa up, you know, Orc Biggins and so on will mostly just mow through Beastmen infantry and even like Minotaurs and things like that. So it's going to be an interesting one, certainly. I think, yeah, it's hard to say. Yeah, I would almost say so as well. Like, I would almost want to say that greenskins have a little bit of a favorable matchup here, but it's not 100%, I don't think. I don't know, it's hard to say. A lot of these matchups can go either way, certainly, but yeah, maybe it was a little bit premature on taking that music out. Let's just put this back up here. And there we go. That should be a good volume there. What is a key unit here? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to say, again, the Butchers of Kalkengard, because they have regeneration and the greenskins don't have any good fire damage. And they also don't have too many good pure shock units. Like, nothing has an insanely high charge bonus. Boar Riders just really don't have the... I mean, they have a decent charge bonus, but their offensive stats are very much lacking in terms of their attack. They also have terrible melee defense. So, yeah. So, I guess the counter to that would be then the skirmishers of the greenskins are going to be the key for them to victory. Whether that be skirmish cav, infantry skirmishers, or I would also say the front line. Yeah, see, it's so hard to really boil it down to just a single unit because, again, the front line rush for the greenskins will matter a lot as well. It just matters if they can take down those big terror-causing monsters, you know, potentially a Cygor, or the Regiment of Renowned Cygor, or the Butchers of Kalkengard, maybe even a Manticore, a summoned Manticore, perhaps. Mangy Marauders, 3 key units. Yeah, I'm going to go with Orc Biggins, or let's just say Skirmish Cav for the greenskins, Minotaurs, probably with shields, I would say, for the Beastmen. And then the front line for the greenskins as well. But most likely Biggins or Savage Orc Biggins. Cygor, yeah, Cygor is another one. The Butchers of Kalkengard specifically, I would say. Maybe not necessarily Minotaurs with shields in general, but the Butchers of Kalkengard specifically, I think, are very, very key in this matchup. Because again, greenskins don't have the fire damage, they don't have the shock damage. And yeah, I mean, they do have plenty of melee attack buffs, though. That's the big danger. And again, that's why I say frontline Biggins, Savage Biggins potentially, because they have the anti-large with Wa up and other buffs. They can, they do have the melee attack to get through that 60 melee defense, certainly, and they can do a lot of damage. They have a lot of weapon strength as well. The Minotaurs don't have a whole lot of armor, so it's interesting. We'll see. Yeah, it depends on how much Daka he brings. Oh, 3 for Beastmen. Yeah, 3 for Beastmen, I would say the Butchers. You're also going to see the Cygor is a big key factor here, I think. And then your response to the skirmish, whatever that is, whether that be Harpies, Hounds, Harpies, Centaurs, just Centaurs, the throwing axes, your response to your enemy's skirmish. And then from the Greenskin side, your skirmishers, obviously, most likely Skirmish Cav, most likely Spider Rider Archers, most specifically, frontline Biggins for sure. Savage Biggins or regular Biggins, and then the other one for the Greenskins is their Lord, obviously, is always super important not to get sniped. But, yeah. We'll see. Overcast Vindictive Glare, that is true. It's a very good counter to Cygor. And, yeah, the key is protecting your Gobbo Shaman, right? So, okay, now we can actually fade the music out. And we'll go ahead and pop that there and get this out of the way. All right. And now we're back here on Troll Country. Very beautiful map. Got this kind of sort of either late winter or early winter kind of vibe to it. Like this little stone circle right here too. But yeah, like the snow's melted in some areas, still present in some other certain areas, so yeah. Yep. Gorbel is a pretty big key here as well, although it depends. If the Greenskins bring a Spider, an Arachnarok Queen, or an Arachnarok Spider, he will just punt Gorbel across the field. It'll be Gorbel soccer with the Spiders, so it can be potentially pretty rough to have Gorbel in this matchup. Because, yeah, Spiders, they just go flying. They just send Gorbel flying, I should say. So, yep. But yeah, although they were supposed to have fixed that in the last patch, I didn't see if they actually did, but... Alright, let's see what keys they have brought. Minotaurs with shields and the Butchers of Kalkengard. Like I said, these guys are going to be very key here. We've also got some Harpies, Chaos Poison Warhounds, a couple of them, a couple of Centaurs, we've got Blackhorns Ravagers, more Goreherds with shields, and a similar leadership corps, we've got Gorbel, Bray Shaman Lord of Wild, and Morgur the Shadow Gave. Looks like just the Cygor summon from the Bray Shaman, so we are going to be seeing some Cygors on the field as well. For the good old Greenskins, we've got plenty of Skirmish Cavs, Spider Rider Archers, Mangy Marauders. Yep. And is that a Chariot? Is that the Tiefrabas? Holy cow. Awesome. Love it. Absolutely love it. We've also got Savage Orcs in the front line, mixed with Savage Orc Biggins. Very good stuff. The Unbreakable Night Goblins. We've also got Savage Orc Air Boys. Ooh, man, I really like this pick. These guys actually... terrible melee defense, but if they do get into melee, they do have 35 weapon strength and 24 attacks. They can do something. Also, very good missile damage as well. Orc Air Boys in general have good AP, 6 AP per shot, which is not bad at all. Not that that really matters too much in this matchup, but something worth noting. Also got the Rusty Airs as well, some nasty Skulkers, Wurzag leading the way. He's got Foot of Gork and Fist of Gork. And yeah, it's going to be pretty much it. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, I don't know what it is about Gorbel specifically. He just gets sent flying. The English, the Wolfy dude. the Skin Wolf Werekin, or whatever he's called. That guy also gets punted in the same way that Gorbel does, kind of. So yeah, they're just not very good because of that. Although Werekin, I haven't really tried too much in this patch. I might give him another go here, just to see if they're any good. But yeah. Oh boy, here we go. These chariots have literally deployed on top of the Blackhorn's Ravagers and going to be immediately just charging in. This is a big mistake in my opinion, just vanguarding this aggressively onto a greenskin player, because they can then just pop the wall and initially charge in. Although he may have been trying to bait out the wall, this certainly may end up just wasting a lot of it as well. But gonna have to be careful. These Centaurs, if they run in here, they are gonna just run into Savage Orcs, which probably isn't gonna be the best. But let's see if they do some good shock damage. They do some decent shock damage, but once those Savage Orcs start turning around and getting hits in, they should munch through. Looks like the wall actually did wear off there, so I'm not sure if that was planned by Dimmy G to draw out the wall like that, but he certainly did. That's not going to stop these Ungor herd from getting absolutely shredded by Savage Orc Biggins, though. Minotaurs are going to charge in, but this is, again, potentially very risky, especially if they get something like a Fist of Gork from Wurzag here. And these, on this other side here, this is Savage Orc Biggins as well, have been collapsed on by the Blackhorn's Ravagers, but they have been caught by a Smoke Bomb. And here comes a Foot of Gork as well. That is going to be buffing up the stats, of course, of the Savage Orc Biggins and just wrecking through those Blackhorn's Ravagers. So, yeah. Can see the Skulkers up to 52 attack, Savage Orc Biggins up to 61, so they can get through that high 60 melee defense with the Butchers of Kalkengard, just like I was saying. And you can see they're getting dragged down, already lost 2 models and down to 9, even dropping more there. So yeah, Beastman getting a little bit over aggressive here and just barely getting the Cygor summon off. Probably should have waited and played a lot more patiently to try and use those Cygor summons to bit greater effect. But at this point, the Butchers of Kalkengard are routed off. They just got wrecked on by those Savage Orc Biggins buffed up in the front line, and that's why you bring Wurzag and the Savage Orc Biggins in this matchup, because they'll just wreck through those Minotaurs with shields. One of the few units that can really get up there in terms of melee attack to really cut through. You can see Gorbel's also just getting stagger locked here. There's not enough to tie down all these archers. The Harpies are going to come in and try, but the Beastmen just got out-modeled there really hard. They went for more of an aggressive, monster-focused rush build, which would work in certain situations, but against the Greenskins, who are also an exceedingly powerful rush faction, just kind of got stepped on there a little bit, quite literally. So yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, he did kind of bait the wall without it being super useful, so I guess that was good, but then, yeah, collapsing with those Minotaurs so soon, I think, was a big mistake. He should have just kept pulling back. He still had all this space to work with here, so there's actually not that much space. It's a pretty small map. He could have potentially tried to pull back. Maybe you pull back to this other hill. You know, just don't take that frontline engagement straight in there. But yeah, it's tough. You can see the Chaos Spawns have been summoned. They are pushing through a little bit here. Greenskin infantry somewhat tattered, but Morker is surrounded now by Savage Orcs, just getting absolutely circle beaten at this point. So, yeah, and Goblins too. He's not too happy about this situation. But you can see the Greenskin forces just absolutely running amok everywhere. Those Chaos Spawn aren't too much longer for this world. We've got another summon up in the back line, though, at least going to keep the balance of power stabilized. And this is the thing about the Beastmen, is that balance of power manipulation with the summons can be potentially very powerful. The Gorbel also has rallied with the Brave Shaman over here. Some Savage Orc Biggins trying to pull down that summoned Cygor, but they actually do get terrified there. So the Beastmen not completely out of this yet, but as those summoned Chaos Spawns start to drop, the balance power will start to tilt. The fact that Morker has not disengaged here is also a pretty big mistake. He's going to get dragged down by these Savage Orcs, no problem. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This is pretty much it. We've got a few games left. I've got, let's see. There's 3 names on the list right now, so based on how long we've been going right now, could potentially be one more after that. We'll see, but Vestigor are a trap unit in this matchup. I totally agree. There's not really a role for them here. They'll just get steamrolled in the front line, and yeah, they're not super cost effective here. in my opinion. They just, yeah, they don't compare to Black Orcs. I mean, they'll do okay against Savages, but even Savages and Biggins, like with Raw on the charge, with support especially, because Bestigor are relatively expensive, you're not going to be able to go super wide. Like, they don't really pay out in this matchup. But yeah, Aristo holding down with the Green Tide, able to just roll through the Beastmen with all these Savage Orc Biggins, and only the Summoned Cygor remaining, throwing a few Spiteful Rocks before it succumbs to the degeneration. Just watch this bad boy here. Yeah. Like Kolek, I think, is a trap unit in a lot of matchups because he's big, he's terror-causing, anti-large armor piercing, just an absolute world beater. He's a big target, and he limits a lot of your funds into what you can bring. And yeah, I think he's kind of a trap unit. But yep. Yeah, it's tough for the Beastmen, certainly. It is tough. I think there's some things you can do, but it involves summoning a lot of Manticores probably, and it's probably not going to work either, so there you go. So, alright, who's up next? Let's see here. Pull up my massive list. Let's see. I'll give a little bit of a stretch there. Oh, and my game crashed. That's amazing. That's amazing. Whew, need to get some caffeine. Yeah, I was supposed to stream a head-to-head campaign today with Lore Master of Sotek, but he has gone to sleep in his salon chamber, so I guess... Yeah, you want to jump on here, Pharaoh? Absolutely, we'd be happy to have you. So right now we've got, let's see, we've got Kono up next, potentially, a move. Let's see. Host as spectator beta, is that what it is? Okay. Yeah, Romulan Dog, you're free to jump in here as well. Let's see. Where did... I think, yeah, so the order I have right now is Kono and then a move, if either of them want to jump in. And then Felcon, Pharaoh, I can throw you on here as well, Romulan, if you want. Get as many people in here as possible today. Absolutely. Oof, that's rough. That's rough, Thomas. Harpies with Razorgore Herd. You know, the Razorgore Herd's probably not a bad choice, but I do think you need the ROR Cygor. Here's how I would probably play it. I'd take the ROR Cygor. I would take... No problem, Romulan Dog. Totally understand. Where was I? Anyway, so yeah, you take the ROR Cygor, you take the ROR Minos, you take a ton of Centigores of all kinds. Centigores with throwing axes, Centigores with, you know, spear and shield, Centigores with great weapons, and you just run around like a crazy person and don't take an engagement, really. Don't really take a clear, concise frontline engagement. And the whole time your Cygor's throwing rocks at various high-value targets, like infantry, for example, especially, you know, Savage Orc Biggins, other high-value infantry like that, can just pound it out. And because you're running around like a crazy person with a ton of Centaurs, your opponent's going to be a little bit preoccupied with that and won't be able to easily get to your Cygor. So you use up all the ammo with your Cygor as much as possible, while still not taking too many losses with the Centaurs. Certainly easier said than done, but they are a little bit better than most greenskins like Cav, and with enough numbers you can kind of win that way. And then, you know, once the tattered greenskin force finally reaches you, then you have the Butchers of Kalkengard come in with their terror and their big shock damage and clean up tattered units, and the Cygor also can use his warp gaze and, you know, use the his own terror to terrify away tattered units. And maybe you have some Ungor Spearman herd that can run in there and just soak some hit points as well, maybe act as roadblocks on that kind of fighting retreat. But that's kind of how I would see you'd maybe have to play that matchup, but yeah. I could see that working. All right, A-Move Hacker is joining in now. Throwing axes are amazing. The perfect vigor is just fantastic. So yeah, what do you guys want to see? What do you want to see for Aristo here? Let me know the faction that you want to see, or I could just pick for him. But if there's any factions that you guys are curious to see once more, feel free to drop a message there. High Elves, Chaos, Nagarythe. Nagarythe specifically, okay. Alright, there was several votes for that, and that is High Elves, so... Clan Angrid. Da, 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 da. Oh, you're talking about Shadow Warriors? Oh, Centaurs. No, here's the thing. They have perfect vigor. So what that means is, as long as you don't screw up, because their perfect vigor is conditional on leadership. So if your leadership goes down, they'll lose it. But assuming you don't screw up, and you keep them out of harm, they can throw all of their axes. And then in the late game, when everyone else is exhausted, they are still fresh, which means they have no debuffs. Everyone else has the debuffs from being exhausted, and that is huge. Don't underestimate how big of a deal vigor is. It's a huge, huge deal. So that's why Centaurs are so good. Falcon, A-Move is jumping in here. You'll be up next. If you want to PM me on Discord, though, I can get you the details for the lobby. Or you might have to add me on Steam as well. So yeah, you feel free to add me on Steam if you want, by all means. But so that's why Centaurs with throwing axes are so good. The other reason is they give you another AP option to deal with monsters, which the Beastmen surprisingly don't have that many of. So yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm a big fan of the Centaurs with throwing axes. Why I think they're probably one of the best skirmish cav in the game. They also have pretty decent melee stats, all things considered. They are not bad. But but all right. Lizardmen, huh? All right, time to see some lizardmen versus high elves. More specifically, the shadow warriors. Oh nope, he switched to dwarves. Of course he switched to dwarves. Alright, so we're going to get Pharaoh in on the next one, and then Falcon will get you in there, and then Romulan said he is not joining, so I'll go ahead and remove his name from the list. Yes, indeed. Thanks, Jack. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, it's tough. They're very, very micro intensive. I'll say that much. But in theory, they're one of the best skirmish cav in the game. And I have seen plenty of games and played plenty of games myself where they have been the deciding factor. But they are you do have a valid point in that their range is fairly limited. And they do get countered pretty easily by enemy skirmish cav or enemy skirmish counter skirmish in general. So it is something to be aware of. But that's why in that build I was talking about before, I recommend bringing also massed melee Centaurs as well, because with that amount of numbers, you can draw out enemy light cav, enemy skirmish cav, surround them, you know, try and isolate them and clean them up with your own light cavalry. And once you have that advantage, that mobility advantage, then you can come in with the Centaurs with throwing axes, and with more or less impunity, just throw those axes and, yeah. And the way I see a lot of people use them as well is to keep them almost like a traditional skirmisher, where you may not necessarily play super aggressive with them, but once the frontline engagement is underway, you kind of sit right behind your front line and just throw axes at whatever. Oh, I guess I have to start the battle, huh? I'm spectating. I forgot how this works. But yeah. Flame cannon. We'll see, Romulan Dog. We'll see. Well, I'm planning on streaming for quite a while today, so I might take a break for lunch and then come back. But yeah. Yeah, I totally forgot about that new spectator mode. Oh, I totally forgot to change from Elengui, but that's fine. This is an awesome map, honestly. Very picturesque Bretonian countryside in the background. And, of course, we've got this very nice battlefield right here with plenty of small hills and valleys and a few woods and other places to hide. Very nice map. Jack, from what I saw, somebody posted a thing saying Grace had said they're going to be putting out the what teams are working on soon, and from what I understand, they have confirmed that it will be after Three Kingdoms. My guess is probably not very long after Three Kingdoms if I was a betting man, but I don't really know, to be honest. But yeah, I think Grace did confirm that it was going to be after Three Kingdoms. And I want to say that they said Three Kingdoms was it March or April? So, probably another month or two at least before we see anything on that front. But, yep, David Pirelli, no, I do not have work today. In fact, it is my day off. Typically, I have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off from work, so, yep. Late March, yeah. Yeah, that's the post I saw, Iron Thunder. That was the most important part. You're right, is that it's not the last DLC. They're going to be doing more after. So I'm honestly extremely curious to what that could be. But oh boy, this is going to be some fun here from the High Elves. So We've got a Lithanar, we've got a Mage of Life, and a Noble on a Chariot, a couple of Spearmen, White Lions, we've got a couple of Shadow Warriors, wow, and Shadow Walkers as well, very nice. Unique unit for this sub-faction here. They've got bonus versus infantry, which is actually quite good, of 12. Not the best melee unit overall, obviously. Relatively squishy, relatively low melee defense, and only 40 melee attack. But they do have poison. I mean, 40 melee attack is also pretty good. And missile damage, 5 AP per shot with, again, poison damage. Very, very nice unit. Meanwhile, for Les Dwarfs, we've got, let's see here, typical A-move hacker here. We've got 5 Thunderers, Ulthwar's Raiders. We've also got some Trollhammer Torpedoes here, a Rune Lord on foot, plenty of Dwarf Warriors and Miners with blasting charges spread across the field, and it looks like 2 Dawi Cannon. So very, very good stuff. And this could even be like a straight-up War of the Beard, well, except for the gunpowder units. Supposedly they didn't actually have gunpowder in the Warrior of the Beard. So, but, you know, the Bretonnian cities are built on the ruins of high elf colonies, so, you know, it kind of works, right? Yep. Maybe I should adjust this camera a little bit here down, because it is kind of cutting off half my face there, so... Oh, sorry. I hope that's not too disturbing for you guys. Let's see. Yeah, that's alright. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah. My pleasure, William. Reworks for Game 1 races. Yeah, I mean, we've already seen reworks for the Vampire Counts and the Dwarves. They've got some things, you know, the rune crafting, the bloodlines. So I'm hoping that the rest of the Game 1 races will get something similar for the campaign and something new for multiplayer as well, hopefully. Yeah, to get the Regiments of Renown. I don't know why they don't just make it a Steam download, why they make you have to go, even still, go through Total War Access to get those, but... I hope to do, Zanata, I hope to do YouTube full-time eventually. I actually work for a Brazilian steakhouse right now. I'm a manager of a Brazilian steakhouse, so, yep. Festag update is still in beta. Yeah, they haven't given a solid release date on that, and I don't know if they actually are going to actually release the patch. They might just wait. I don't know if they would necessarily wait that long, but what they might be doing is just collecting feedback, so then when they go to do their next patch, it'll be like a huge patch. But you can see already cannons opening up shots, and oh man, a Lithanar. A little bit too close. Despite the fact those Shadow Walkers are stocked, they did get hit by a cannon shot there. So a little bit unfortunate. Meanwhile, the other Shadow Warriors making their way up here. And, yeah. Risto's going to be in for an interesting time here. He doesn't really have too many answers to get in. Lithanar actually can snipe out artillery relatively well. So let's see if he starts to shoot in at these cannons here. As you can see, the Shadow Warriors having to use their ammo on miners with blasting charges. Probably not the most cost-effective use of that ammunition in the world, but Lithanar needs to start shooting at these cannons, I think. But, ooh, another volley. Could actually do some solid damage. Dwarves dodging bow fire. Never thought I'd see that, but yeah, it looks like instead he actually used his moon bow there on the Iron Drakes. Actually took down one model, so... but yeah, that... I have seen people use that to destroy artillery pieces before, so it might have been more worth it to go after that Dawi cannon there, but we'll see. More Shadow Warriors pulling up on station. We'll see what they target. The Ulthar's Raiders could actually be a very good target. Low armor with almost... Yeah, they don't have missile block chance as well. So this is probably going to be the best target for these Shadow Warriors to shoot at, but we'll see. They're going to be going ahead and kiting back a little bit here, as the rest of the High Elf army is mostly just static, kind of waiting here at this point. They are taking a pounding, though. These White Lions is taking some damage from those Dawi cannons, so they don't want to just sit here for too long. But Shadow Warriors pouring in some fire here on these Thunders, actually doing some pretty solid damage. These Shadow Walkers, rather. But you can see the dwarves just pushing up their infantry force all across the line here, getting nice and aggressive, and wanting to take this engagement as far away from these artillery as possible, since of course the High Elves don't have any mobile units that he can see. Well, I guess they do have the one chariot, but that's not going to really shut down that entire back line. Not like some traditional heavy cavalry or something would, but here comes the decoy from Elithanar. We'll see if that actually works, but meanwhile, more fire being poured in, but we'll have to be careful. Those miners with blasting charges, if they get a volley of blasting charges off, that could absolutely wreck those Shadow Warriors. So, tough stuff. Lore Master of Sotek. This is just a challenge mode. It's just a King of the Hill style format. So yeah, I've just got a list of people I'm working through right now. But you can see here we've got White Lions kind of pushing back some of these Dwarf Warriors here. Dwarf Warriors have come all the way over to the High Elf line, but these White Lions just standing and taking this artillery barrage. Probably not the best. I mean, the Shadow Warriors and Shadow Walkers are going to be able to get some work done, but it's not going to be super impactful. I mean, they're no Way Watchers or anything like that, but we'll see. Those Thunderers are certainly taking some heat, and you can see these Dwarf Warriors might get actually surrounded here. The White Lions coming to help try and bail out Elithanar. They will be able to beat down those miners with blasting charges without too much issue. So, yeah, some isolated engagement is going to be going very well for the High Elves, but overall, the overall engagement, it's really hard to say if it's really going in their favor. Certainly are getting some good work done against, like, these Thunderers, for example. But, yeah, we'll see. These White Lions did manage to come in and clean up those miners, no problem. So, getting these Dwarf units isolated like this is pretty beneficial, but the cannons, just standing and taking this cannon fire, can't be healthy. It's really gonna provide some great value, and some nice blasting charge. It's not gonna do a whole lot, but it will at least break up the charge of these White Lions. Only a few actually gonna make it into combat here, kind of out on the flank. But yeah, you can see more White Lions kind of falling back across the field here. Shadow Warriors also not wanting to engage, obviously, but these White Lions, again, will do quite well. Longbeard's going to be a little bit tougher, especially with Overwatch fire from these Trollhammer torpedoes and the Ulthar's Raiders, but the Ulthar's Raiders, on the other hand, will take an absolute beating from those Shadow Warriors. Yeah, you can see they're already dropping quite a few models there, so going to be tough. The High Elf Chariot coming in to help support out on this flank. A little bit tough, though. White Lions have their flank exposed to this gunfire here, and you can see kind of if we get a close look at the line of sight, they're able to get effective fire into the flank of this unit here, which is really rough. Meanwhile, this Chariot going after these Iron Drakes, very good call. Iron Drakes do a ton of damage to large type targets, although he's going to have to be careful. If he gets caught out in a crossfire situation between multiple, yeah, you can see A-Move immediately responding with all of these guns to turn and focus fire on this Noble, so he is potentially in a very dangerous situation. Needs to stay on the move as much as possible. Get some good damage, though, in these charges, certainly. Balance power is still very, very even at this point, and the White Lions over here getting cleaned up by miners, which is just super cost inefficient at the end of the day. These Shadow Walkers in the center, Shadow Warriors and Shadow Walkers mixed, actually. Okay, interesting. They're having to pull back, but the Longbeards, another unit, starting to push forward, sensing that they can kind of just collapse on these isolated High Elf infantry here. There's really not a whole lot of meat to this army. So, Elithanar, though, able to just about clean up these Thunderers. Or is that actually him, or is that a decoy? I think that's actually him. The Chariot, though, is starting to punch through and starting to rack up some kills. 11 kills so far. Nothing too crazy, but miners with blasting charges throwing in from the flank there, and the Shadow Walkers and Shadow Warriors are getting pretty low on ammo as well. So it's going to be tough battle in the late game here. But yeah, White Lions are decent here. We'll get you, yeah, Kono. We've got Pharaoh up next, and then we'll get you on the one after that. So no worries. No worries. Yep. Knights of the Crooked Noon. Yes, there's a lot they could still add to the Empire. Certainly. So I'm hoping we see some more stuff for all of the old world factions, to be honest. There's still, like, the Beastmen are missing some key monsters, like yeah, there's still so much they could add. It's just a matter of does Creative Assembly have the resources? You know, how much do they want to do? If we go just based on what we've seen, that was a really good moonbow, by the way. That just wrecked through those thunders. If we go based on what we've seen from before, then, yeah. I mean, the Bloodline Lords, while they're insanely overpowered in multiplayer, really didn't constitute a lot of new assets or work. Same thing with the dwarf stuff, like the dwarf update. So the Giant Slayers assets were all there already. They just had to create them. Same thing with the Bloodline Lords. Like, all the assets were there already. They just had to recombine them in a new, unique way. So I don't know that, you know, I guess for the Huntsmen, the assets are certainly there for them. They could just, like, give Free Company, you know, Bretonnian longbows basically and call it a day, and that would more or less, it wouldn't be great, but you could pass them off as Huntsmen, you know. But in terms of, like, new legendary lords especially, oh man, did you see that friendly fire? That just cut through like half those thunders right there. Somebody is taking the Slayer Oath. Man, somebody from that cannon crew, I'll tell you what, is going back to Zoof Bar and taking the Slayer Oath immediately, because that was a brutal case of friendly fire. Holy cow, that was absolutely insane. The noble's going to pay the price, though, unfortunately. And I don't know that the High Elves really have enough killing power to really take this one home with the loss of that chariot. I mean, these Shadow Walkers still have quite a bit of ammo left, but they don't want to be fighting dwarfs in melee, despite the bonus versus infantry and everything. It's not going to be super efficient, so going to be a bit of a kite game in this late game here. But these Shadow Warriors are out of ammo, so they can come and start engaging various units here. But yeah, more regiments of renown, maybe. Yeah. I might have missed your question, Alveric. Yeah, see, the Knights Panther is one that I could see them adding, because you're right, the building's already in the game, and, I mean, Midland is still, like, not super fleshed out, so, yeah. Yeah, Midland could get some more stuff, and certainly Knights Panther, Huntsman, some of those things wouldn't be too hard to do, and it would make the Midland faction more unique and give them some unique flavor and so on, and to make Boris playable in campaign and maybe give them one more Legendary Lord. I could maybe see that. The Legendary Lord part of it is the thing I'm most skeptical about, but the units themselves, as long as they don't constitute a lot of new work, I think it's something that is definitely viable for Creative Assembly to do. But, oh man, check out that point-blank fire there from that cannon. I say point-blank. It's actually not that point-blank, but still, they're definitely redeeming themselves for that horrible friendly fire incident that happened earlier. But, yeah, like I said, I don't think Aristo really has enough stopping power to really take this one home, despite how cool these Shadow Warriors and Shadow Walkers are. It's not going to be enough at the end of the day. They are cool, though. Yeah, so the Celestial Hurricanum, from what Loremaster Sotek and I have actually talked about that unit before, because it's something that I had seen on the tabletop and had asked him about. But yeah, it's essentially like a magic buff wagon, and the way I would see it working is it would probably have some bound spells from the Lore of Heavens, like Wind Blast, maybe like a Comet of Cassandora, and then maybe like some AoE buffs or debuffs as well. But yeah. Yeah, Lightning Comet. So yeah, maybe a bound Chain Lightning, maybe a bound Comet of Cassandora. Yeah. Risto's playing against A-Move Hackers, the dwarves, so he'll be moving on here, assuming nothing crazy happens. But I don't think that this is winnable necessarily for the High Elves. Oh man, that cannon shot just continuing to go after that Mage Lore of Life there, trying to regenerate some more HP. But yeah, it's all over. If one of these cannons shoots her, I'm going to be so happy. Yeah, Empire could use a few more things. Altdorf Company of Honor, I'm not really sure about the lore of them. I don't know, like, from a design standpoint, the only thing the Empire really lacks is good, cost-effective heavy infantry. Great swords are okay, but they're kind of one-dimensional. But yeah, like a heavy halberd unit would be something that might be beneficial, or even like a heavy sword and shield, like a dismounted Reichsguard or something, could be potentially helpful. But I don't know the lore of all that, if that would actually be something they could put in the game. Yes, Optimus Prime, yes. Absolutely. Free picanha for everyone. Yep. So, at this point, the High Elves are still fighting, somehow. These Shadow Warriors are just getting gunned down here by Thunderers. Such a cool unit, man. Those little Dowie handguns. Absolutely brutal. Midland Luminarch. I don't. Yeah, see, I'm not super familiar with the lore. Most of what I know about the lore is from Lore Master of Sotek's videos and just from chatting with him as well. But I think Aristo's written a grudge against you guys for wanting him to play this faction. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, it's still fighting somehow. Oh yeah, here we go. Elves getting gunned down. Is this the Grey? Oh no, they're just regular Shadow Warriors. Grey are even more just terrible because they're so overpriced. One of the worst regiments renowned in the game by far. He did a video about the future of the Empire a while ago, right? Lord Master of Sotek? That was that video might be pretty out of date now, though. I don't know. I'm just super happy that they changed up the Empire prayer buffs to actually be meaningful, so that like Warrior Priests and Archlectors are now very, very good and are pretty much an auto pick in most builds. But yeah. Yep, let's see here. Let me come over here. Alright, so let's get this going here. And yeah, good game. I just said that you did a video about the future of the Empire, I want to say was the title of it. Talked about some of the Empire stuff that they could potentially add. But yes, that's the one, yep. Alright, so let's go ahead and get Pharaoh in here. Nope, just kidding. Falcon sneaked in. Alright, alright. Sure. Man, oh man. Cutting in queue, that's a cardinal sin, man. That goes in the book, right? A lot of elves died. It was a good game. I agree with that. I can agree with that. Oh man, he's gonna pick dwarfs and ban Nagorite. That's hilarious. So I'm gonna be. Okay, so yeah, he's gonna just go with regular high elves then. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna let these guys pick their armies, and I'm gonna go grab another drink, and we'll put this up, and we'll do this. And yeah, we'll just switch over to this real quick, and I'll be back. We're back. Yes, indeed. Oh, and I might sneeze. Maybe. I managed to mute myself in time, so that you all didn't get blasted in your headphones. Okay, pop back over here. Low, low. This webcam, I think, does need to be just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Now we're talking. Troll hammers. Troll hammers are actually really good. Troll hammers are very, very good. Oh, I need to change the map, huh? Let's see. Let's do... Sure, that's fine with me. Yeah, trollhammers are actually really good. They're very, very good. They do a ton of damage. So... yeah, so Tech, I've been really enjoying your tabletop tournament so far. Maybe one of these days, if I have a Friday off, I'll actually enter one of them. But, yeah. Inadvertent memes. Let's do Oaken Hammer, actually. This is the map. Yes, indeed. People are texting me real quick. Apologize. Yeah, you can go artillery heavy to break corner camping. You just bring in everything at once and break. You gotta have something that can break through the front line and get into the back of the box. But yeah, it's corner camping is just a plague upon the earth, no doubt. So yep. All right. See how this goes. Right? I think they should have blind picks for multiplayer. I would like that. Yeah, that's the biggest issue. Is it's pretty hit or miss, especially on the lower end of the ladders. I always forget I have to ready up on this. Alright. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, that was actually not a bad fade at all. Not at all. Alright, and here we are with another online battle. And these guys are just going to be getting loaded in here. So we'll go ahead and admire the background of Oakenhammer. Here in the World's Edge Mountains. You can see there's like a pass over there. There's like a pass over there. You can kind of see there's a pass over there. So it's almost like a crossroads of 3 mountain passes here. It's kind of cool. You can just imagine like the armies marching up through these hills and kind of forming up in the battlefield. One of them coming down from here. I guess it'd probably be more appropriate for the dwarves to be coming down from the high mountains, right? But looks like the high elves managed to get the high ground this time. Speaking of high elves, for their build, we've got a Lithanar and a Lore Master of Hoeth, very interesting, a noble on a chariot as well, White Lions and Sword Masters, so a very heavy armor-piercing anti-infantry build, no surprises there. Got a couple of Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers, and yeah, pretty standard high elf anti-dwarf build. Got a whole bunch of miners with blasting charges. Ulthuar's Raiders did holy miners with blasting charges. That is the Armageddon right there. And we've also got plenty of Thunderers as well. One unit of the Skolder Guard, huh? Man, look at these guys. Their color scheme. It's just like the what's the regiment around Ironbreakers? It's basically the same color scheme. Looks really, really good on the dwarves. That red and gold there. Plenty of Thunderers as well. A Dwarf Lord with nothing on him. No surprises there. So, yeah. Man, that is a lot of miners, though. Got some Slayers out on the wings as well. Dragonback Slayers and Giant Slayers on the other side. So, we'll see. We'll see. This is going to be interesting. No cannons this time, but the bolt throwers. The bolt throwers here. Their scatter shot won't do a whole lot against the dwarf infantry. Well, I guess it'd probably do good against like rangers and stuff, but not against the heavier dwarf infantry, certainly. Yeah, I'm gonna try and schedule this at a specific time. But Lore Master of Sotek, if you're around still, are you gonna be around later this afternoon? To perhaps do our head-to-head campaign, maybe. Anyway, battle's already gotten started here. You can see the bolt throwers already opening up on the Thunderers there. Miners going to be going forward and sacrificing themselves very bravely into these White Lions and chariots and so on. But blasting charges, perhaps. Yeah, need to throw those charges, and you can see over here the charges are being thrown and doing some good damage to some Sword Masters and other units there. Considering how cheap of a unit miners are, this is basically more or less free damage, and it's pretty decent. You can see just all across the line charges going off, just blasting these Sword Masters and White Lions and so on. Ooh, man, that friendly fire from the Skolder Guard has ripped through quite a few of those dwarves, but the Skolder Guard will be able to do a ton of damage to those Sword Masters, so I like that pick quite a bit. Scattershot going after the Slayers, you can see it actually isn't doing a whole lot of damage at the moment, and the Miners able to hold back these bad boys here, these White Lions, and then the Ulthar's Raider's going to chuck in their axes from the back and be able to do some good damage. Good armor-piercing damage there. So, so far, pretty even. Dwarves are actually doing quite well in a number of engagements and just blowing up those Swordmasters. Man, these Skolder Guard, super cool unit to see in action. They're doing a ton of damage here. You really don't see these guys too much, but man, how cool is that? Just using their steam guns, just wrecking those Swordmasters. Holy cow, yeah, those Swordmasters are just regretting all of their life decisions at this point. You can see the Dwarves have got a very commanding position over here, actually. Have a broken one unit of Swordmasters. These White Lions are just getting punished by overwhelming missile fire here. Trollhammers also do good armor-piercing damage, not quite as good as the Skolder Guard. They're more meant as anti-large type, but still, 88 armor-piercing per shot. The Skolder Guard, meanwhile, able to re-secure here. And yeah, I think the Dwarves might have pulled this out. A very traditional build here, a little bit easily countered, I might say. No heavy cavalry is definitely a big mistake. But, yeah, man, those Skolder Guard. Woo. Yeah, man. That's intense. That is intense. So, yep. Yep. You can see the chariot here running for its life, taking a little bit of friendly fire, honestly, from that bolt thrower, but just running to the hills from those Slayers. But at this point, yeah, nice crossfire here, despite the fact the White Lions will be able to engage on some Thunderers here. Just going to get shot in the back by these other Thunderers. So, yeah, great positioning here by A-Move. Great use of those Skolder Guard. Excellent battle. And if you guys wanted to learn how to play the Dwarves, take notes here. This is an excellent one for sure. For sure. Might honestly save this one and cast it after the fact, because it was that good. Yeah, against mass missiles, there was nothing to tie the missiles down is the biggest thing, and he was really relying on those bolt throwers, but they just don't do enough damage to armored units, and they're going to do almost nothing to... I'd actually be curious. Maybe if you have them on single shot, they'll do well against the Iron Drakes, but Iron Drakes just have so much armor that the scatter shot's going to do basically nothing. So yeah, Earthblood here, trying to heal up some pockets in the center, some units in the center pocket, rather. Lore Master of Hoeth here, and the Noble able to do a little bit, but the Giant Slayers running in here, and they are just going to cut that Noble's chariot to absolute pieces. The White Lions in here won't be able to stand up to him very well either, so yeah. The Swordmaster also. Slayers, Giant Slayers just have so much weapon strength, they can just wreck through just about anything, so yeah, we'll see. Balance power actually isn't crazy far out of line for the High Elves, but yeah, another really nice volley there. Ooh, a nice Moonbow cuts through quite a few of those units there, but oh, here come the Skolder Guard once more. And the Ulthar's Raiders as well. Let's see him pull him up. See him pull up on station. Oh, come on. Let's get some shots off, boys. They're getting a little close here. Oop, there we go. Now, those Ulthar's Raiders actually could probably just countercharge. They have, you know, great weapons and armor piercing. They can do okay against those White Lions, but... Now, here we go. He manages to draw them into a full surround, charge in with the Giant Slayers, and then the Skolder Guard as well. They're going to turn around here and start to fire back, I would imagine, maybe? I just want to see some elves get blown up by the Skolder Guard. Just a couple more. Is that too greedy? Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. That's what we wanted to see right there. Swordmaster's just running, scurrying for the hills, just getting blown up by steam guns. Man, they were taken down just about to a man there. Holy cow. That High Elf Chariot, though, the Noble on the Chariot, still pulling through, still able to get a lot of damage done. But we'll see. These bolt throwers are just about out of ammo, and there's still a lot of Dawi infantry left on the field. And these ranged units as well. If he can secure these ranged units and just finish off the High Elf leadership, he'll be able to pull it out. But the High Elves have managed to pull the balance of power back at the end. So, yeah. Certainly not completely out of this. But, oh, here come the heroic miners coming in to take down the High Elf cannon crew, or artillery crew, rather. And with martial prowess, the Claw Bolt Thrower crew does have better stats than miners, so they should be able to hold out for some time here. But yeah, you can see the Noble taking some volleys from these Thunderers, and the overlapping, layers of Thunderers with the Scolder Guards as well. They could start to open up a little bit here on, or maybe they're going to go after a Lithanar. It's hard to say. Looks like they might be going after the Noble there, but yeah, the Noble just taking a face full of Dawi powder. Really not going to be able to hold up for too much longer here. You can see the angry throng of Dawi just in pursuit there, and oh man, those Thunderers get a nice volley going after that Lore Master there, trying to finish him off. Ulthar's Raider's also going to come in, and the Scolder Guard, are they going to try and blow up these artillery crew, it looks like, potentially, or maybe Lithanar himself? Yeah, you can see with the loss of that Noble, that balance power is going to tip back, and yeah, he's only got 28. Oh, he gets taken down. That's it. That's it. Oh man, and here's a Lithanar making his final stand. Just gonna get absolutely wrecked by Dawi powder here, but yep. Ooh, fancy little spin move there, manages to take down a Slayer, but it's not gonna be enough, unfortunately. Oh, the Scolder Guard also just blowing up more White Lions. Yes, yes, this is everything right now. Oh man, yes, that's all I ever wanted. So yeah, at this point it's just a matter of getting the High Elf leadership to give up the fight. But you can see the Dawi Lords coming over here to teach a Lithanar a lesson. He'll be able to do pretty well in melee there, but the Lore Master gonna get crossfired here by multiple units of Thunderers, so should be rough. That big tall High Elf, you can definitely see him over the tops of the Dawi he's chasing, but nice fire going down the line there. Nice little volley. And that should be it. Yep. Fun stuff. I'm super happy about those Scolder Guard, man. That's awesome use of that unit to help counter that mass like Swordmaster spam and so on. Yep. A-Move is probably one of the best Dawi players out there. I will give him that. Absolutely. So, whew. Man, yeah. Yeah, those High Elf Infantry just got absolutely blown to smithereens. That's what I like to see. Excellent work. Excellent, excellent work. Let's hear it for A-Move Hacker with the Scolder Guard there. That was, whew, man, that was fun. Alright. Alright, Pharaoh, you're up next. Oh man, yeah, definitely learned something on that one. Those Scolder Guard just blow up armored infantry. That was intense. Alright, got Pharaoh War in here now. Yeah, it's a fun one. Oh yeah, Scolder Guard and Campaign, or when you can protect them and just, yeah, they get absolutely insane. Super fun. Super fun. So let's do Pillar of Bone. That's a classic map. If I can, is it the Pillar? No, it's just Pillar of Bone, right? Yeah. I think. Yep. There it is. Oh man, it's the elf snuff flick. That's funny. We can try and get some Empire, William. Potentially, yeah, yeah. We shall see. We shall see. Should I get Gothic Armada? Should I get Gothic Armada? Probably. I've been strongly considering it. So, yep. All right, Kono, you'll be next after this one, so. All right, it looks like Amu is going to pick Greenskins and ban Vampire Coast, or Vampire Counts, or both. That's fine with me. So we'll see what Pharaoh responds with here. Oh, that's what you're waiting on, Thomas. I see. I see. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to get to and cover it while it's new, just because it seems like it could be up my alley. I've never played the first one, and I'm not going to lie, I haven't really played too many of the like space battle games like Homeworld or what's the Star Wars one? Oh man, they're both playing Greenskins. Here we go, Greenskins of War. Very, very cinematic and thematic as well. Woo woo. Yeah, see, the multiplayer battles are similar in format to Total War Warhammer, which is really what appeals to me, certainly. So, yep. Yeah, probably because most people don't like elves. Yeah, I should reach out to the developers, see if I can maybe get a key for that. Is it 25% off? Oh, maybe I'll just buy it then. Yes, exactly, Lore Master. who's the bigger one? I'm curious to see. Hopefully they don't just both bring Wurzag. That would be boring. It's at the Pillar of Bone, too. What could be a more thematic map than this as well? Hello from Ukraine. Hey, Courage Dog. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Welcome. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. So we've got these guys. Let's see. And then we've got Kono's up next. And then I think I'm probably going to go get lunch after that one. So too much wah for one place, huh? Yeah. Yeah, so after we'll get Kono in after this one, and then after that I'm going to call the stream for now, and I'll go get some lunch, and might be back later today with some other things. We'll see. We shall see. But excuse me. Yeah. I've been having a ton of fun so far today, guys. So big thanks to all the donations as well. Let me just check Streamlabs here. I always forget to use Streamlabs, but let's see. Okay. So, yeah. David Pirelli, Anti-Mage. We've got a few subscribers as well. Quite a few subscribers, actually. Blades of Nocturne, Shadow Carnage, welcome, welcome. Good to see you guys. Yeah, Ryan, I could do a stream where I just play with viewers rather than bowing out if I lose. But yeah, I like this King of the Hill format because I get to play a couple battles with you guys, and then once I lose, then I bow out, and you guys can just fight each other, and I can commentate. So, but yeah, Azag versus Warzag, I'd like to see that. Oh, I have to hit start. My bad. Thanks, Aristo, for subbing 5 times in a row. Oh, man. You know, you could do that. Maybe. Perhaps. Oh, man. Alright. Here we are on the beautiful Pillar of Bone, one of my favorite maps. Long been one of my favorite maps. It's just, I love the background of this one. That huge Pillar of Bone with all the magic crackling around it. And Lore Master Sotek, you can let us know in the chat, what is the lore of this Pillar of Bone? Like, clearly it's a pillar made out of bones, but is it one big bone of like some giant god beast or something? Is it like a bunch of bones that have been smashed together? Let me know if you know the lore about the Pillar of Bone. Now over to the green tide here. For the red team, going to be led by a Goblin Great Shaman, and the blue team going to be led by Azag. Okay, so we've got the Gabos forces and Azag's forces. So Mangy Marauders here. We've got Rusty Arrows, Wolf Rider Archers, Death's Creepas, 2 Black Orcs, 2 Savage Orcs, plenty of Skulkers, Night Goblins up through the center, Warlords Boys as well. We've got, let's see here, Night Goblin Shaman and the Great Shaman, so very nice. Rackrock Queen as well. For the other side, for Azag's forces, obviously himself up on his Wyvern there. Got Horse Goblin Spider Riders. Plenty of Gabos. We've got some Orc Biggins as well. Savage Orc Biggins out to the flanks. Black Orcs up through the center. We've got a couple of Squig Hoppers as well, including the Durkit Squigs. So yeah, very interesting. It's anybody's game. Yeah. Sigvald's Pillar of Bone. This action does not have my consent. Oh man. But yeah, this is going to be a very thematic battle. Azag clearly very unhappy with this rebellious little Night Goblin Shaman over here. It's going to be taking him on, and yeah, I love this guy. The Night Goblin Great Shaman is, or the Goblin Great Shaman rather, probably one of my favorite Lord choices in the game right now. Because Vindictive Glare is so good, this guy's also, he's got Vanguard on the Wolf. He's got 92 speed, so he can run around and be an absolute troll. Just love this guy. He's just a great Lord overall. Super fun. And yeah, Azag, you really don't see Azag as much anymore as you used to. Lore of Death certainly still very good, but Azag just kind of a little bit fallen by the wayside compared to some of the other lords, like the Goblin Great Shaman's cheapness and Warzag's buffs and everything. So yeah. Yep. All right. And the battle's getting underway. You can see right off the bat some Vanguard shenanigans, meaning that not any initial fire, but soon the fire will be getting underway. And speaking of fire, somebody's lit in the fire here in this little stone circle, so we'll kind of chill right there. You can see the Savage Orc Biggins making their way up and around the hill. There are some Mangy Marauders and Nasty Skulkers up on the hill to counter them. Those Nasty Skulkers probably don't want to take that melee engagement if they can at all help it, but yeah. Both forces running at each other, and here it comes. The initial contact going to be made between the Warlords Boys and regular Gabos. So the elite Gabos definitely going to take the cake here, no questions asked. And the Wobbing pop just slightly late for those guys, but still, Savage Orcs running into Spider Riders. They might be able to get a few swings in here, but the Spider Riders are going to pull away almost immediately. Just pull back all across the board with that wall up. Unfortunately, the Zap did not make super good contact there. Azag is very fast, so he can actually dodge those shots relatively effectively. The Wyvern also has a bit of a smaller hitbox than something like a Dragon, for example, so you can actually dodge shots quite well with that Wyvern, so good stuff there. Meanwhile, over here, these Wolf Rider Archers getting caught up by Spider Riders, obviously very good for Azag here. Not so great for the little shaman boy, but he'll be all okay. You can see in the front line the spiders got into things. These 8-peak loonies obviously going to be unbreakable, so they won't just break, but they are taking quite a bit of damage. Azag's going to have to be careful. He doesn't dive on the too close to the Arachnarok. It would be potentially very dangerous, but the flank's definitely being won by Azag's forces. You can see on that right flank there, and on the left flank rather, and on the right flank as well. So far so good, although the Black Orcs definitely are going to be tough to cut through, and kind of the second wave of the Shaman's forces coming in to reinforce this left side flank over here. Looks like that miscast actually blew little Zappy boy off his feet, but he's going to get back up. And that one's going to make solid contact. Yep, that does a lot of damage to Azag. And this bad boy here is also going to fire his off. Yep, finally gets it off there. And again, going to do very good damage to Azag. So Azag's going to have to be careful taking that double zap. But Spirit Leech will do a lot of damage to the Goblin Great Shaman. He really doesn't have too much HP to begin with. So Black Orcs fighting Black Orcs here in the pits. And the Goblins supporting. So just absolute anarchy as the boys are just slugging it out here in the center. Overcast, Doom and Darkness. Azag also going to come down, try and drop a quick Terror Bomb, see if he can't terrify away, and he does terrify away a lot of those supporting Skulkers. Even the Black Orcs getting low enough in terms of their leadership to actually rout off. So the Shaman Sorcerers, not the Shaman the Sorcerer, the Goblin Great Shaman rather, his force is getting routed off here by some key magic play from Azag there, helping to keep the bounce power from getting too far out. But those Squig Hoppers still haven't even been activated yet. They could come in and clean up a lot of this backline pressure area. And yeah, they definitely need to be activated now. You can see the Durkit Squigs and the other Squig Hoppers running in. So we'll see the Goblin Great Shaman in big trouble as Azag dives in here, actually routs him off. Probably could drop one more Spirit Leech and just about finish him off, but he doesn't want to stay in this neighborhood for too long. Those Rusty Airs and other units on station, I guess that's a good alternative. Just go after them in melee. But yeah, you can see the Squig Hoppers coming in. Spider Rider is able to chase down those rowdy units very cost effectively. So those Skulkers, which still have a lot of unit models, aren't going to be able to come back. And I do think that Azag's got this one in the bag. I mean, granted, we've still got this Arachnarok Spider online, so there's a lot of HP and armor to take down there. The Goblin Great Shaman also came back from routing, so he could potentially come back and get a little bit of a zap on Azag there. Oh, looks like he's firing. Maybe. Perhaps. Perhaps not. There it is. Ooh, and a Spirit Leech goes down in response. That may not be enough. We'll see. Oh, and it does look like the missiles just barely miss Azag there as the Squig Hoppers run into distracted melee, and that is going to be enough to rout off the Goblin Great Shaman there. So, yeah, I think Azag's got this one in the bag. The bounce power is tipping more and more as the Goblin Great Shaman gets routed, and the Shaman on foot is going to get dived on here by Azag. The Squig Hoppers, meanwhile, refocus onto the Black Orcs. Crown of Command on them to make them unbreakable, those Black Orcs, so they'll stay and fight, but they are getting kind of ridden down by the Squig Hoppers, who of course have their anti-infantry AP, can do good damage there against the Black Orcs. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this Arachnarok Queen is still going to be hard to take down. There's a lot of tattered units, but this center kind of pocket here is definitely going in favor of the Shaman Sorcerer's forces just for the moment. So, very cool cinematic shot of the spider munching on some orcs and goblins here with the Pillar of Bone in the background there. So, yeah, Azag disengaged here, going to be flying after those Mangy Marauders. Might be a bit dangerous with their AP missiles, but they're just about out of ammo. Actually just used up the last of it there to shoot him in the face. So yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. We'll see. But no giants or trolls, I know, right? So yep. Yep. Yeah. This queen, though, is the main thing still holding the, not the queen, the regular Arachnarok Spider. Still the main thing holding A-Move's forces together at this point, but we'll see. Spider Riders coming in. The Mangy Marauders actually have good enough combat stats that they can hang around with these Spider Riders for a minute. And especially because they have way more models, too. That's one thing to note. A lot of people don't remember, but regular goblins on wolves, Wolf Riders, Wolf Rider Archers, have 60 unit models baseline, so keep that in mind when you are looking at their stats. I think they're the only cav unit in the game that has that many models baseline. So yeah, you can see though the Queen coming through. A very nice Fanatics cast from those 17 remaining 8 Peaks Loonies to get a little bit of damage done, but not going to be a whole lot. I think the Arachnarok Queen is not going to be able to hold up. Again, the Queen, just a regular spider. Ignore me, guys, but yeah. Optimus Pine, that's a great joke. I'm not at all salty. But yeah, very fun battle. Well played of Pharaoh. He manages to pull out the win there against A-Move with a very nice, honestly, that Doom and Darkness big tear route there with Azag, I think is what swung the balance of power in his favor ultimately, because he was able to terrify away those two groups of Skulltuckers that were more or less completely healthy. That also caused the Black Orcs to rout as well, not necessarily from the terror, but just from the leadership damage. So, wow. Wow, yeah. Whew. That was intense. The lads were ready. Alright, so we've got one more. Kono, if you want to go ahead and jump in here. And that will be the day, so... Yep. All right. Hope you all have enjoyed watching. It's been a ton of fun for me, so yeah, as usual. As per usual. All right, let's see if he's here. Let's come in here. And da-da-da. Maybe. Da-da-da-da. I know, Queek, I know. Don't worry, the stream will be going up after the fact, but yeah. Hope you all have enjoyed. I know I've been, again, I've had a ton of fun, so thank y'all for joining. It's been good. We'll finish things out here in the Chaos Waste. Oh, yeah, Kono, if you want to add me on Steam, or, in fact, let's do this. Yeah, I think it's going to actually be easier for you to add me on Steam. I could actually do this over here, but let's see. Okay. I found you, I think. Okay. Yep. Oh, man. Cool, cool. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I need a little bit of a nap, maybe. But, yeah, we'll see. I'm not 100% that I might stream later. It kind of just depends on some different things, but I'm thinking about it, certainly. Maybe do some Civilization, maybe some campaign stream, maybe some more multiplayer. Who knows? Who knows? So, as we're waiting on Kono to join in here, I'm going to just be right back. I'm going to go get one more last drink of water, and we will continue. Okay, we are back, indeed. Oops. Need some Empire. Yeah, I didn't get any Empire games today. We'll see if either of these guys want to play Empire. Looks like they are picking somebody else, but need some Skaven. We had a Skaven game earlier. I don't know that we've had a single Empire game today, though. Serves me right for not playing them at the start, I guess. But yeah, I didn't get Skaven at all. No, we did get Skaven. Wicked brought Skaven in one game against Demi G. Yeah. Oh, looks like Kono went Empire. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You don't have to, but it's well appreciated, certainly. Okay, let's go back here. Alright. Yeah, he got run over by the Butchers of Kalkengard a little bit. Yep. So this will be the final battle of the day. And then we will be moving on to other things with our day, right? Or our evening or morning or wherever you are in the world. Thanks for joining. Just happy to have you guys here, certainly. So, yep. So, yep. Yeah, Butchers are, if you can take down the Butchers, you will most likely win. Yeah, it's tough. I would say, obviously, you almost always want to bring Lord Skrulk, but especially in that matchup, you want to use your Liber Bubonicus probably on the Butchers themselves, if they have brought the Butchers. Just because you can maybe take down a couple of their models if you layer it with some other units and maybe get them in an unfavorable situation. But yeah. Empire versus Tomb King, certainly an interesting one. Yeah, Thomas, I guess you'll just have to binge watch an hour of my old videos. Yeah. Just kidding. But I totally wouldn't be mad if you did. Yep. Looks like one's ready. I can go ahead and do this, so that whenever they're ready, they can go. Will I feel let down if he doesn't bring Pistoliers or Outriders? Yes, I will feel let down. Absolutely. I actually like Pistoliers quite a bit in this matchup for a multitude of reasons. All Tomb King's infantry is low armor, so you can actually get really good value shooting at like Tomb Guard and stuff. If you take Balthazar the Troll up in the air, then you can use Plague of Rust to have the Pistoliers even do very well against like Constructs, for example, right? So personally, I'm a big fan of Pistoliers here. I don't know, Risto. I don't know. It's just kind of happened naturally, I guess. I used to hate Pistoliers, actually. But then I guess I started playing Empire a lot. I kind of got well known for playing Empire. And I was using Pistoliers in a number of matchups where people just still thought they were generally terrible. This was before they got some buffs recently. But even against like the Skaven when Mortal Empires first came out, like against the Skaven, against the Dark Elves, I was even a fan of Pistoliers in those matchups before they were really that good. But now that they are actually pretty good, I am a huge fan. But yeah. Yeah, no worries, Thomas, no worries. You're all good. Just glad to have you here now. And yeah. Yeah, I don't stream too often. I've been trying to stream more often, and that's kind of one of my goals for 2019 is to try and stream at least once a week, preferably twice a week if I can, but at least once a week I'm planning on streaming. And Tuesday seems to be the day that I've been able to consistently do this King of the Hill, so plan on, yeah, King of the Hill streams Tuesday morning, Mountain Time, usually about 9 to 10 a.m. Mountain Time, sometimes as late as 11, but yeah, that's usually when we'll be getting started. Red Dead Empire! Speaking of Red Dead, we're here on the very, very red Chaos Waste. And some very nice Medieval 2 music that does not match the landscape at all, so we'll go ahead and phase that out. Yeah, yeah, definitely, both factions can go a number of different ways, and that's the main thing. Playing anyone, when you're playing against the Empire, they are so diverse. They can do so many different things so well that it's tricky to game plan against them, definitely. We'll see, though. Let's see what the Tomb Kings have brought. We've got High Queen Cleta on Snick. We've got Tomb Prince and Lich Priest Lore of Light with Shem's Burning Gaze and Net of Amantok, as well as the Magic Recharge item. Scorpion Legion here, the Poison Regiment of Renown Skeleton Spears, a couple of Tomb Guards with Halberds, lots of Skeleton Archers, and a front line of regular Skeleton Warriors and Spearmen, with a couple of Carrion and a single Bow Shabti here. Yep, just one regular Bow Shabti. For the Empire, we've got Balthazar Gelt up in the air. He's got Final Transmutation and Plague of Rust. 3 units of Pistoliers here, very good stuff. Got some Spearmen with shields, a front line of more Spearmen, and looks like State Troops. We've also got some Empire Knights as well, Silver Bullets and Handgunners. We've got a Witch Hunter, 2 Witch Hunters in fact, so nice Lord Sniping build from the Empire here. Balthazar is going to have to cut and weave a little bit to dodge those Shabti Greatbow shots, but he can get in here, and between the Witch Hunters and Gelt, they can snipe Cleta very, very well. So it's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting. The Pistoliers can provide Overwatch for Balthazar on these Carrions, so I wouldn't necessarily be too worried about it as long as as long as those Pistoliers stay within a reasonable range to be able to counter them. But we'll see. Yeah, just don't try the Screaming Skull Catapult. Yeah, Screaming Meme is not the best, certainly, but yeah. And was it you that I took the Mascabo Vanguard against? And you took like a rush build with was it Cetra, I think, and yeah. I think he was on the kitty, I want to say. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game, but it's fun. We'll see. This certainly could go either way. Both of these armies are very, very decent armies, so we'll see. Pharaoh, with his namesake Tomb Kings here, obviously going to be one of his main factions. So we'll see how he does. Balthazar, the Cheese Lord, already going to be probably taking shots. He is just slightly within range here, so looks like those are Shabti Greatbows. I'm not 100% sure what they're targeted on, but it looks like going after the Handgunners, which is obviously a very good target there. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. The Empire, I feel like, has just better numbers value here. There's a lot of skirmishers for the Tomb Kings and a lot of cav protection, but we'll see. Looks like these Carrion going in after the Pistoliers there, and those Pistolier shots, like, going up and falling through the air. That's kind of interesting. They're doing some good damage, though, to those Carrion. Like I said, they can provide good Overwatch fire there and keep good old Balthazar relatively safe. Meanwhile, the frontline engagement going to be getting underway. The Skeleton Warriors will get pounded by State Troops pretty well, and you can see Balthazar coming forward. He's going to have to be careful not to get caught in the crossfire here. If all of these Skeleton Archers all open up at the same time, they could potentially get some really good damage done on Balthazar, but it looks like he's going to get in here and get this Final Transmutation off before they can start to open up shots. But oh man, Balthazar, you got to run, boy. Oh, he gets netted. The Net of Amantok from the Lich Priest Lore of Life means that Balthazar is going to get absolutely gatted down here by Skeleton Archers, so a lot of give and take there, and That final transmutation will do a ton of damage to Kalita, but was it worth it at the end of the day? It did a lot of damage to the Tomb Prince too, but Balthazar's just getting shredded by skeleton arrows here. And the Empire Knights collapsing in on the flank. There are Tomb Guards with halberds here as well, so it's not completely free, and the Scorpion Legion protecting the back line from the Pistoliers as well, so... yeah, a lot of give and take here. Balthazar getting actually routed off there. He does manage to escape, though, with his life, so maybe he'll be able to come back from rout. Meanwhile, over here, Carrion getting caught up by Skeleton Spears, or sorry, the Carrion helping the Skeleton Spears catch those Empire Knights. Very cost-effective. The Pistoliers trying to support there, but meanwhile, Accusation going down, probably on High Queen Kalita, I would imagine. But the back line is being tied up somewhat by these Pistoliers. Unfortunately, they're not quite heavy-hitting enough unit to be able to clean up all these Skeleton Archers, especially because they won't rout, they'll just crumble instead. But you can see the state troops are doing quite well on the front line, cutting through a lot of skeletons. That is going to proc the Realm of Souls here, and you can see these Pistoliers got netted, and the Bow Shopti actually going to charge in melee here and start to get a ton of work done as well. So very nice control style play from Pharaoh here, staying very nice and tight with his archers and using them to great effect here, despite the heavy Lord sniping. You know, still very effective. Kalita's still alive, although she hasn't really contributed to the battle much. That Blessing of Asaph, that being said, this one right here, I mean, she is close enough to the archers that it will be affecting them somewhat here, but going to have to be careful. Again, the front line for the Tomb Kings, I think, was just so light. They're going to get cut through eventually, and these skeleton archers are going to have to either kite or fight, neither of which they're going to be particularly good at. But you can see the swordsmen coming through here do manage to get up and through the flank. Are they going to try and interrupt Kalita here as the Witch Hunter comes away? And, oh man, the overwhelming fire. Balthazar also came back, but gets hit by that Shim's Burning Gaze, just about offline. But the overwhelming fire here does manage to take down Kalita. Those handgunners just gadding her down absolutely. So one more final transmutation going down in the back line. That miscast might kill Balthazar. Looks like he did manage to survive the miscast there, but that's going to do a lot of damage to that Lich Priest and these skeleton archers as well. So yeah, I think with the Bow Shopti also getting compromised here, they're going to get held in place, and the handgunners with a very commanding position going to be able to fire up over the slope and get at them as well. So yeah, I don't think the Tomb Kings are going to be able to pull this back. Not sure what happened to the Ushabti summon there. I thought it was maybe going to pop up, but looks like it popped up in the back line here instead. The Tomb Prince also coming in the back line, actually getting some really good damage done against that Witch Hunter, but not quite able to finish him off before he himself gets finished off. You can see the handgunners with supporting fire able to take down those Ushabti as well. So yeah, it's going to be rough. I think that's pretty much it with the Tomb Prince going down. One more zap on Balthazar is just about able to finish him off, but yeah, unfortunately, Tomb King's able to get a very favorable initial engagement, but at the end of the day, the Empire just staying calm and, you know, keeping those Lord sniping tools online and firing, and the gunpowder units in the late game definitely coming through very strong. So, fun stuff. No steam tank, instant disqualified. Oh man, fun. Yep, Gelt Double Witch Hunter. Yeah, tough to deal with for any faction. That aggressive Lord sniping. The Empire is very, very good at it, but Gelt himself getting sniped at by the Shem's Burning Gaze there. Barely still alive, but with the loss of the Summoned Ushabti, this Lich Priest is just about down, and the Skeleton Archers, unfortunately, are not able to be protected at this point, so it's going to be a loss. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate, but still, very fun battle. Well played to both players. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that one. I know I've had a ton of fun today, so Kono coming out as the king at the end of the day. He is going to have the victory for the Empire there. A very fittingly beautiful way to end the stream on this particular channel. So yeah, Gelt is victorious. Fun stuff. So I hope you all enjoyed watching. Thank you everyone once again for coming out. Extra big thanks, of course, to all the combatants who joined today. It's been a ton of fun watching and casting and playing in these battles with you all. So thank you all once again for joining. We will see you on the next stream. Look for a stream possibly later today, although probably not super likely. At the very least, next week on Tuesday, we will be having another King of the Hill stream. Possibly I might be covering some tournaments this weekend as well. I know there's some things going on. I just need to see. I might actually be playing in a tournament this Sunday if I remember right. We'll see. But anyway, thank you all for joining. If you're not a subscriber already, be sure to like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff anyway. And yeah, we'll see you next time.